So I just stumbled upon letta-code, and it's basically about creating a coding assistant that learns over time. How cool is that?
Wait, seriously. An AI that retains information across sessions. That's a game changer. I mean, how does it remember?
Exactly. Instead of starting fresh every time, it builds a sort of memory, so it acts like a coworker or mentee who learns from you.
That's fascinating. But I'm curious, does that mean it can also forget things if you want it to?
Yes, you can actually use the clear command to start fresh while keeping its memory intact otherwise.
That sounds powerful, but doesn't that make it a bit risky? Like, what if it remembers something incorrect?
Totally a valid concern. There's a remember command to guide what it learns, but it's still evolving.
So it's like you have to train it actively. That's different from other AI tools that just follow scripts.
Exactly. It's more engaging, like having a conversation with someone who pays attention to what you say.
Right, but I wonder how effective it really is in practice. Is there any evidence of its learning capabilities?
Good question. The actual learning process depends on user interaction, which could be inconsistent.
That does raise some doubts. If users don't use the commands properly, could it lead to misunderstanding?
Definitely, plus, if the user forgets to guide it, the memory might not be as useful.
I see. It's interesting how much responsibility lies on the user then.
For sure, think of it like training a pet. You have to be consistent to get the best results.
That's a relatable analogy. But are there any safeguards to prevent it from learning harmful information?
Good point, Letacode does have some built-in checks, but it's not foolproof. Context matters.
Context is everything, right? But how do you manage that during coding tasks?
The skill command allows it to learn specific coding skills from its current context. It's pretty dynamic.
Dynamic sounds great, but could it end up being overwhelmed by too many commands or skills?
That's a possibility. If it takes on too much too fast, it might confuse itself. Balance is key.
And what about the tech stack? I heard it can connect with several models. Does that make it more versatile?
Exactly, it supports models like Claude, GPT, and even Gemini. That's quite a range.
I love that versatility. But does it require a lot of setup to switch between those models?
Not really, you just use the model command to swap, which is actually quite user-friendly.
That's so much simpler than I expected. So, it's accessible for both newbies and pros.
Exactly, it seems designed to cater to a wide range of users, which is a smart move.
But I wonder if there's a learning curve for those who aren't tech savvy. That could be a barrier.
True, there's always a risk of alienating some users if the commands feel too technical.
That's a fair point. The documentation could be key in making it user-friendly.
Absolutely, good documentation can bridge that gap and help users harness its full potential.
I'm intrigued. Do you think this kind of persistent learning will be the norm for AI tools?
It could be, as we lean more into personalized tech, having a memory might just be essential.
That's a thought, but I also wonder about the ethical implications of AI memory.
For sure, the long-term implications regarding privacy and data handling are huge topics.
I hadn't thought of that. Balancing innovation with ethical considerations is going to be tricky.
Exactly, it's a dance between advancing tech and ensuring user safety and trust.
So letta-code is fascinating, but it does come with a lot of layers to unpack.
Definitely, it's almost like peeling an onion, each layer reveals more complexity.
And that complexity is what makes it so exciting yet daunting at the same time.
Absolutely, the future of coding assistants could hinge on these kinds of innovations.
I can't wait to see how it all evolves, but it leaves me with questions about where we go from here.
Right? It'll be interesting to see how users adapt and how the tech matures over time.
So what's the takeaway here? Is letta-code the future or just an interesting experiment?
It could be both. The concept is revolutionary, but its execution will determine its success.
That makes sense. And I guess time and user feedback will be the ultimate test.
Exactly, it's a learning journey for both users and the AI itself. That's the beauty of it.
For sure, I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds in the coding community.
Same here, with the right direction, it could redefine how we interact with coding assistants.
Totally. And that really makes you wonder, What's next in the world of AI development?